welcome back to the Spirit Island Marathon unboxing. Yes, this has become a labor of love. The Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday exploration of Spirit Island and all its goodness. Now, I don't have everything for Spirit Island, but I have quite a bit. And if you go back to the first video, which I'll put a link to, I'll show you, it kind of shows all the stuff that I was planning on unboxing on this Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday. So let's catch up to date, like as if we're watching a mini-series. So far, we've covered Spirit Island. We've covered Spirit Island Jagged Earth. We've covered Spirit Island Branch and Claw. And now we are covering some promos for Spirit Island. These are, I'm not sure which one's which, if it's one or two, but these are like promo packs for Spirit Island that add more content to the game. If you're not familiar with Spirit Island, then what the heck are you doing here? Anyway, especially given I've done so much Spirit Island unboxing and overview today, I don't even know where I'm at. But basically, Spirit Island is a game where it is the, you are the settler destruction game. It's the cooperative settler destruction strategy game. It's the opposite of colonization. You're getting rid of the colonists and trying to get them off your island because they're bad for it. And you are a spirit of nature, or the embodiment of a spirit of nature or the wilds, and you are trying to protect the island and get rid of the colonists. And you're also at the same time trying to protect the indigenous population, the Dahan, that are on the island. So very asymmetrical, always new powers. Both there's major and minor power cards, and there are asymmetrical powers on each of the spirits, in both their actions, but also their innate powers. I mean, there's each spirit and each card is so different that I don't even know the permeations or combinations that come out of all this once you get all the content. And I don't even have all the content. There's at least one or a few expansions I don't have. But these are promo packs, and so let's go with this one first and see what we get in here. I imagine that this is going to be basically a couple of new spirits and some new cards. Maybe they have the basic cards, and I don't know if there's any more power cards in here, but every time you get a spirit, they're also going to have some starting cards usually for them, what cards they can start out with, and then over time you can buy new cards, both major and minor, or I should say minor and major power cards. And when you acquire a major card, you have to get rid of a card that you have, or power card you have. So there is kind of a thinning of your hand, but also limiting of your options. So here are the two new spirits you get here. On the back side here, you're going to get a little context of it. This is Heart of the Wildfire. It's going to give you a setup, any kind of setup special for this. Give you a play style, so a little bit of a strategy guide on how to play this spirit. What his complexity is, this is high complexity, and then what is summary of his powers. You get a little bit of a dashboard of, all right, this is really good offense, okay control, okay fear, really bad defense, and not so great utility. So you kind of get a feel for how this spirit is going to play. This is its player side. These are nice thick boards. We're just going to give you your different growth actions. As you pick these, this is what you can do here, and that's all different on each spirit. Then you're going to have your presence. You start off with these two uncovered, then these will you'll take a little disc off here, put those on the board, and that shows your presence, and then this will uncover new abilities for you. You have your innate powers, what those do, and any special rules for the spirit as well. The next spirit we have here is Serpent Slumbering Beneath the Island, and it has the same type information, setup, play style. This is high complexity and has really good utility. So, really good utility there. And then as you can see, it's got totally different, abilities and actions and powers and different presence abilities as well. It's got a little bit of a juncture here. That's kind of interesting how that crosses there. And totally different or special rules for it as well. You also get some cards with this. These are I imagine will be the starting cards for each one of these spirits. Here's the starting cards for this one. Here's the starting cards for this one. So let's take a look at these. These are, as you can see here, you get 2 slow and 1 fast. Fast cards means you play those before the invader's turn. Slow means you play them after. So this takes a little bit more planning. These are usually a little bit have more power, but the board state can change because you're playing these after, the colonists have taken their turn. So there you have those cards. Then you have the ones for a spirit slumbering beneath the island. They get a few more starting cards, and they are all fast. That's interesting. So all fast cards. This is the cost you're going to pay in energy, so that's a 0. So that's always nice to have. And this is what their abilities are. And this right here is what kind of elements they add. So because you need to play so many of these, have so many of these icons to play your innate powers. So that's what you get in that promo pack. So let's now take a look at this other promo pack and see what we get here. I can just tell you off the bat, you're going to get a couple of new spirits, because that's what this game is all about, adding spirits to play. And as I said, each spirit is unique in and of itself and adds a whole bunch of extra gameplay. So we got some markers here, and I imagine these markers or counters are really thick, are tied to your new adversary. So this one gives you a whole new adversary, which represents the colonists or invaders, whatever you want to call them, and has a different difficulty level. This is the Kingdom of Scotland and how its difficulty level. So there's a lot of flexibility in this game, and kind of modification of how you can ratchet up the difficulty. And there is where Scotland is at if you're not familiar with geography. And then you get some new scenarios here. So 2 new scenarios, a diversity of spirits and varied terrains. And these scenarios are going to change the rules and the gameplay and the board state for the game as well. And this one has a difficulty of 2, and this one has base difficulty. So there you have it. So between the scenarios and the adversaries, you really get a lot of different gameplay here. This one also has the promo rules. So it's talking a little bit about aspect cards. That was a change that came after the base game, basically modifying some of the base spirits and then adding some different stuff to them. And you got some new rules here: isolate, present track, save from destruction, and some different actions and the like here. So a little bit of just 1-page, 2-sided rules there. And then we get into our new spirits. Looks like we have 2, but we also have some decks of cards here. And I imagine that these cards are probably going to have those new aspect cards, but also have the base cards for these spirits. So there are the base cards for that spirit, and here are the base cards for that spirit. These are like kind of the starting cards. You're also going to get some new fear cards. Fear is good. It is not the mind killer. Well, at least not for the spirit. It is the mind killer for the colonists. So you're using fear to get them off the island, which is what you want to do. So that's the new fear cards you're going to get. These are the aspect cards. This is something that is affecting the some of the base spirits, or the spirits that come in the base game. They can take on different aspects. That's kind of a new rule, and talks about how you use that. And then you've got the spirits themselves with their base cards. Let's take a look at this one here. If you look at the back, this is going to tell you a little bit about it, gives a little bit of context of that spirit, the setup, the play style, kind of a strategy guide of sorts. The complexity, this is very high, and that control is off the charts. I haven't seen so much control before. It looks like the offense is actually low here. It looks like it's underneath the offense. So anyway, this is all about control, baby. These finders of paths unseen. Gotta love the names of these two. They come on thick boards. This is the spirit you'll be playing, finder of paths unseen. If you choose this one, here's its unique growth options or actions, and then you got your presence. There's a lot of interaction on that presence board. That's probably why it's so complex. Here's your innate powers. Here are your special rules on here. There's a little bit of bending here on this one because it was in a baggie, so that got bumped around a little bit. Let's look at its starting cards or starting powers, and 3 fast and 3 slow, and then the elements, and then the different abilities in there as well. So kind of cool there. All right, now let's look at this other spirit here, which is Downpour Drenches the World. You gotta love that. The complexity is high. Again, the backup, the setup, the play style, and this is across the board not great, but really good defense, okay control, and his control and utility are kind of balanced out, and then pretty good defense here. Here is the player side, your growth options, your presence, your innate powers, and any special rules there. And then, of course, you have your cards, the starting cards for this spirit here. Looks like you get 3 fast and 1 slow. A lot of elements there that kind of match up with what you need here to get these innate powers going. And there you have it. Unbreakable Deluge. So there you go. Or Unbearable Deluge. So there you go. That is what you get in the 2 promo packs. I don't know if one was promo 1 and promo 2. But there you have it. So you got 4 new spirits. You've got their starting cards. You've got some other new aspect and fear cards that come along with it as well. So continuing on my marathon unboxing and overview of the special content I have for Spirit Island. Thanks for stopping by. Love to know your thoughts on any of this, these promos, Spirit Island, any of the expansions I've covered. I'll put links to it in the video. On to the next one. Thanks for watching.